Now, Access Tech Live headlines.
Stephanie Cadieux, Canada's Chief Accessibility Officer and our first ever guest on this new series, is back in the headlines this week, but it isn't something to celebrate, Stephen. It seems a local airline somehow managed to leave her wheelchair behind on a recent trip to Vancouver, leaving her immobilized. And she tweeted, and I quote, "This was immensely frustrating and dehumanizing, and I was furious." Stephanie spoke with us about air travel in our inaugural interview and said clearly there is work to be done.
In air travel generally for people with disabilities, there are some big challenges. There is a long way to go, and governments and government, our government, other governments, the United States government is recognizing that and taking steps. There's been a lot of work done up until now, and there's a lot of work going on in the background by the airlines themselves, by the industry more broadly, and by the regulators. It won't be fast. Unfortunately, as much as we want it to be, as much as it should have been already done, it will take time.
A new app called Pedesting is making headlines in Calgary. The app is designed to give people with disabilities specific directions within downtown buildings. Now, working with the building architects, the creators mapped the interiors inch by inch, allowing users to set their starting point and give them pinpoint, accurate directions to where they want to go inside. We caught up with the creator, Nabil Ramji, who explains the challenges he has as a wheelchair user that he wanted to address with the app.
Not knowing where the pickup and drop-off zones might be, whether or not the front entrance is accessible. Once I get there, will the washrooms work for me, or do they have elevators, or finding push buttons to access spaces within the buildings.
The app Pedesting is now available and hopes to obviously expand beyond Calgary to other cities and provinces. Apple's planning a rare evening product unveiling next week in time for Halloween that they're calling Scary Fast on their invitations. The event will take place October 30th, and rumor has it the company will be revealing updates to its Mac lineup. The rumored updates include a refreshed iMac and a new MacBook Pro, both possibly featuring the new M3 chip. Whatever the announcements are, we'll be sure to have them for you on next week's show. And also in Apple news, Apple updated a number of their operating systems yesterday to version 17.1. That includes the Mac, Apple TV, and Apple Watch, bringing the raved-about double tap feature to the watch finally. And I've got to tell you, we love it. Award-winning UI designer and engineer Sarah Sudan has launched a new online course called Practical Accessibility. This new self-paced learning tool is designed for web designers and developers who want to start creating accessible websites and applications. Sarah's getting rave reviews from developers and companies like Uber, Comcast, Cisco, Microsoft, and so many more. Here is Sarah, the creator.
I created this course because I know that accessibility can sometimes be straight up difficult and intimidating. How do you get started? Where do you start? How do you know if what you've built is accessible? And how do you fix accessibility issues when they come up? I know how hard it is to find answers and how easy it is to mess up. I know how overwhelming and even frustrating accessibility may feel at first. But I promise you, accessibility isn't always as hard as it seems, especially if you know where and when to start.
The course is available for a one-time fee at practical-accessibility.today. Now, we're less than 1 week away from the official launch of Microsoft 365 Copilot, the new AI-powered productivity assistant that the company's CEO announced on stage at an event earlier this year. Here's Satya Nadella.
Today, we're announcing Copilot, our vision for everyday AI companion for you. We are building Copilot into all of our most used products and experiences and allowing you to summon its power as a standalone app as well. From Bing and Edge to Microsoft 365 and the newest version of Windows.
On November 1st, Microsoft 365 commercial customers will be able to add the option for $30 per month per user, and that brings generative AI features across Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Teams, and so much more, Stephen. I am excited for that, and I'm excited to talk all about Copilot with Dave today as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Although I do have to ask you, Mark, didn't you just buy a brand new Mac Studio from Apple?
Not only did I buy it, but it was literally delivered the same day that invitation for new Macs went out. So guess what? 15-day return policy. I've left it in the box. It is not going anywhere. I will wait till next week to see what is announced before I decide whether or not I keep it. But I got to tell you, I was told my wife that it was at the mailbox, and she's like, "Oh, that's why you ran there pretty quick to get it." I'm like, "I'm not touching it. I am not touching it."
But just remember, guys, if you have any Mac equipment that you think might be worth some money, don't forget Apple will do trade-in as well. And of course, you can sell it privately if you like, but Apple do the trade-in. And of course, if you have even technology that sometimes might be out, not able to trade in, they will responsibly make sure that it is taken apart and then sold back to you at a future date at an immense price. So anyway, let's move on, because question of the day, we have to bring this up because we are, of course, talking about Copilot today with Dave Dame in just a few moments. So our question of the day, Mark, is this. If you could have a personal artificial intelligent assistant that could master one area of your life, wow, what area would it be? And why? That's a great question. So if you could have a personal AI assistant that could master one area of your life, just one, what area would it be and why? Marc Aflalo, your answer.
Oh, you know what? I have to think about this one long and hard. I know we came up with this question a couple of days ago, but I still haven't quite figured it out because there's, my dog, we don't walk the dog, so there's not that area. Maybe laundry, maybe dishes. I think that'd be a good place to go. You? How about you?
I am with you on this. Laundry is the first place I got to, right? Separating out the colors, that's a cool thing. Actually loading up the machine, emptying the machine, ironing the clothes, basically doing everything. If it could just do everything, that's my one thing I wanted to do, everything.
Well, what do you think? Let us know. You can connect with us online, of course, at Access Tech Live on all the social media platforms. And of course, our email address is feedback@accesstechlive.com as well. Coming up, we're going to introduce you to Microsoft's Director of Product Accessibility. His name is Dave Dame, and he joins us right here on Access Tech Live.
We want to hear from you. Follow us on social media and get involved at Access Tech Live. We'll be right back.